Hi everyone, Omeza here. Welcome to my free Excel dashboard. Today I'm going to show you how to create this particular dashboard from the scratch. So right now in the first video we actually looked at the overview of this dashboard, but now we're going to be creating this from the scratch. This is what we have right here. We have the popular products and the underperforming product and the location where we actually sell those products. If I actually select a particular month right here, what we're going to have is just for the month to show up on this particular white cards we have right here right now. So we're selecting January, so this is what we have in January. So in fact I cannot scroll it up. This is what it is. I'm going to show you how to do everything right now. So let me show you how to get this background right. So just click on this plus sign right here to actually start creating this background. Sorry, I'm going to go back right here right now. So I'm going to click on this, and here we go. So we have this very blank worksheet right now. So we're gonna actually have to first of all remove the grid line. So just click on view and take off the grid line. So we have nothing but just empty worksheet right now. So the next thing I'm gonna do is just for me to actually go get a shape. So we're gonna be using shape to get it done. So I'm gonna drag this and make sure I size it to the level I feel like I'm okay with. So right now I'm okay with that. I'm gonna drag this end. I'm gonna have to drag it away to this particular aspect. So right now what I'm gonna do is go to shape, then go to fill and fill grid line. So I'm gonna click on this particular aspect and change it to something I feel like I'm cool with, and I'm gonna change it to this. I'm gonna change this one to this color. So now I can now lower this. So you can change the direction from here. Exactly. So what I'm going to do right now is to make sure go and select this line and say no line. So duplicate this and bring this one right here and actually click until you get to this end. So click back on view and actually change the narration right here. So here we go. I can have this one duplicated as well again. Oh sorry, just duplicate it and have it down right here. So what I'm gonna do is for me to drag this down. So now we can change from here. Now we can change this to just a solid fill, and now I'm going to choose this particular fill right here. So here we go. So right now what I'm going to do is just to have this duplicated as well. So place it right here. So never worry about that, just scroll this end. So use the grid line fill. So right now we can now select a different color for this. So I'm gonna select this color. So exactly is what I have. So change the direction to whatever you feel like you are cool with. So any other direction is really welcome. So I'm gonna use this some kind of this direction. So right now I'm going to actually duplicate this right now. Okay, fine. Okay, can get this off and actually go and pick something out different. So pick something like this and actually select right here, and here you get your card. I'm gonna make it this way. So if I go to grid line, I'm gonna have that particular color right here. Right now I'm gonna do something different. I want to make sure I have more of this, and I'm gonna go to the very close this and hit on this particular aspect and this no line, click right here, and I'm gonna give it a shadow. So this is exactly what it is. I'm gonna give it this particular shadow right here. So right now I've gotten this right. So I'm gonna strike it a little bit and actually make it this way. So what I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually have to duplicate this into 3. I have this duplicated. So exactly this is what we have. So the next thing I'm gonna have is just to click on this and actually have it duplicated again. I'm going to bring it down right here and make sure I have this selected down to this particular end. So I'm gonna have to make sure to round the cover a little bit, and now I'm going to choose different shadow for this. I'm going to go to this particular format shape, and this time around I'm going to go to shadow and choose this particular type of shadow right here. So if you look at it, something different happened right now. I'm going to actually click away from here. So this is exactly what we have. If we go to our main dashboard, we can see we are almost having something similar to what we have right here. Okay, fine, this is exactly what we're going to do. So exactly, I think you've just gotten the clue right now. I'm going to be doing the remaining stuff behind the scenes to show you guys what it is that we are actually trying to arrive at, and we start creating analysis ASAP without me having to waste much of your time. Alright, behind the scene we have this done exactly. So but we don't really have anything linked right here right now. We have to scroll down to see all this. So now this is what it is. So we're gonna actually have to create our analysis right here. Now the first we're gonna do is for we to actually go to a data source and see the data source we have right here. This is what it is. So we have this particular data source to actually create our analysis right now. So we have the ID, the date, location, sales rep, products, and we have price, cost, and other things that has to do with what we're gonna create. So right now what I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually select my pivot table to summarize this. I'm going to select this and select the pivot table, and now I'm going to go to a new sheet because I don't have any sheets ready right now. So I'm going to be going to a new sheet, just have it clicked and say okay. So right now this is what we have. So what we're going to do right now is to actually start creating something for revenue, profit, and cost of goods sold plus others. So I'm going to click on it and actually going to go to, okay, right now I have the profits, and I have the cost of goods, the total sales, the quantity, I have the payment, and right now I have the balance. So exactly this is what I have. So right now, because this is actually in the row level, it's gonna make it some kind of weird. So what you need to do is just to have to drag this down and make sure you locate what it is. So now we're gonna have it on count, like it's gonna be on count. So we don't really want it on count. What we want it is on sum. So right now is returned back to sum. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to remove those we have at the top right here away from here. So click on Ctrl H and replace it with whatever you want to replace it with. So I'm gonna say sum of. So I'm going to replace this with nothing. So I'm gonna say all. So exactly, the 6 had been changed. This is exactly what we have. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually select everything, exclude this, and actually click on Ctrl 1. So now I'm gonna say currency. You wanna use dollar? That's cool. So well, no, you don't have to be part of it. So now I'm going to say control, and I'm going to hit on this particular number, and I'm going to go to this particular separator. I hit OK. So right now we have it correctly. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to get it to a dashboard and create our first KPI right here. So I'm going to have to duplicate this. So I'm going to show go to view, so show your formula bar. So here we go. So right now I'm going to go to my formula bar and hit on equal to and bring the revenue up right here. So where is the revenue? Is total sales. So right now I have to duplicate this, and the next thing I'm going to have right now is going to be my profit. So my profit is where is the first one. I'm going to hit OK. So right now I'm going to give a format to this, and we're going to make sure we do this in a very nice manner that is going to make it some kind of entertaining wherever. So I'm going to hit bold to have it bolded. So right now here we go. So I cannot give it color. I'm going to give it this very nice color right here. So I cannot get this and actually have it on this. So this is what we have. So we're going to get orders just like this. Okay, fine, we've speeded this up, and actually this is where we are right now. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to add this particular, so let me just take you to the dashboard right here. I'm going to have the dashboard. So right now we're going to create this kind of chart where we can actually compare we're going to compare the target with the revenue, and how do we do this, and how do we make it some kind of dynamic, just like this right now. If you look at what we have right here, every single time we make a selection of either cost of goods sold, profit, or any other metrics right here, or KPI right here, we're not going to have the comparison of targets and to pop out, you understand? So except we click on this, so we're gonna make it some kind of dynamic like this. So let us see the logic behind this. So the first thing we're gonna do right now is to create those buttons, and after that we're gonna actually create analysis behind this and actually link into what we're gonna have right here. So I'm gonna go back right here and choose this particular aspect right now. So right now what you need to do to get the radio button and the select button right here, or the checkbox button, whatever. So click on developer tab and right now hit on this insert, and here we go. So should you're new to Excel and you've never done this before, you don't know what it is, and you don't really have a developer tab right here, just right click on it right now, just see customize ribbon. So right now what I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually deactivate this away from here. Right now it's gonna be away from here. So if we go back right now, we're not gonna see nothing. So I'm gonna make sure I actually give it a full screen. So right now the developer tab is away from here, so I'm going to right click and show, and go to customize the ribbon. So once you hit customize ribbon, and I'm going to actually collapse this, so what I'm going to have right now is this particular developer right here. Just click on the developer and actually hit OK. So right now let us watch what it is. So right now we have our developer tabs to show up right here, so I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go to this particular insert. And right now I'm going to insert this particular checkbox, and I'm going to insert this radio button as well, the option button. So the first one I'm going to apply is this. So I'm going to have it right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to name this one something like I'm going to name this one to be revenue. This is going to be revenue. So I'm going to name that revenue. So we need to duplicate this, right? Just click on it and actually have it duplicated. Okay, now the option button and the checkbox are ready. So right now the next thing we're going to do right now is to have to link this right to a dashboard. But before we link it, let us get our data set right. Let us get it back end right to see what value we want to actually display on this chart. So right now I'm going to click on this back end right here. So I'm going to copy this. I love recycling through my just copy this and actually go right here. I'm going to have to paste it right here. I'm going to show you why I have this right here right now. So I'm going to actually I'm going to shift it to this end. So the reason why I have this right here is because I want to actually make sure whatever I drag from here to here should align with what we really have right here, which is starting from revenue, profits, cost of goods sold, and stuff like that. So exactly this is what I have right here. So right now I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to have to remove everything we have right here away from here. So you can remove from here, or you can actually go and actually deactivate this. So deactivate this and actually uncheck it. So once you uncheck, everything is going to go away, and this is what you have right now. So first of all, I'm going to be needing the month. So I'm going to choose on this month name right here. So I have my month right here. I don't really want this particular grand total, so I'm going to actually take it off. So right now this raw label, I don't want it. I want my month number, my month name to actually show up right there. So I'm going to click on it. So go to this particular design and actually go to report layout and show in tabular form. So right now I can have it right here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to start dragging what we have right here, right on this particular aspect. So right now the first one is the total sales. So we're going to get the profit, then the cost of goods sold, we have balance, and so before we have quantity before balance. So we're going to locate our quantity right now. Here's our quantity right here, and we have our balance, and we have the payment right here. Never worry about it. So right now I'm going to actually take my balance down to the last one right here. I have my balance right. So now here we go. So the balance is actually default to, I can actually clear this away from here right now. so to actually give a very nice clean space for me. So right now if you look at the balance, it's actually showing us in count, so we don't really want count of the balance. So I'm going to actually go to sum. Here we have it on sum. So right now what I'm going to do right now is to remove this as we've done previously. I'm going to say Ctrl H, and already I have it typed in. I'm going to replace L. So now here we go. I'm going to cancel this. So now this is what we have right here. So right now we can start linking our okay, we're going to start linking this right now. I'm going to link the first one right here. I'm going to select this form control. I'm going to hit OK, and now here we go. We can actually keep it unchecked or keep it checked right here. So I can actually give it this particular 3D shading if you feel like it's cool. So now you can click right here and go right here and actually have it linked at the top of this particular okay, I can link it right at the top right here. So I can hit OK. So right now if we go back, we're gonna see it checked, so it's giving us 1. So if we check the second one right now, which is this particular one right here, so it's gonna give us another number, which is number 2. Now this is what we have. So the next one we're gonna be linking right now, go back to the dashboard, is this target right here. So I'm gonna be linking this as well. So if you want it in 3D, just have it. So unchecked or checked, wherever, I'm gonna put it on check. Okay, I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna link it down to this particular aspect right here. So here we go. So right now it's checked, it's gonna be true. So right now it's true already. So we're gonna keep that one checked, except if we feel like just to actually deactivate it. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is just to copy this away from here. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go right here and have it dropped right here. So I'm gonna copy this particular month and have it pasted right here right now. So right now this is how we start to create our chart. If you look at it, we don't only work with pivot table, we work with pivot table and functions as well. So right now what we're about to use is index and match to actually get this data right here dynamically. You get it? So we want to get this data right here dynamically. We don't want this particular aspect right here, so we don't want it. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna actually have to get my mean and max. So what I'm gonna do is to show my mean cells and my max cells. So let me just go and show you what it is I'm trying to do right now. So if I go to the dashboard right now, you can see we have a different color, which is this color in what? We have this color in green and we have this color in red. This green color shows the highest sales and this one shows the lowest sales of the month, and as well based on sales rep right here. So go back to where we are from. So right now here we go. So right now I want to determine what we have right here by this number to actually show us from here. So we don't want to actually just hand code it, we want it to be some kind of dynamics. Right now I'm going to choose this equal to. Right now I'm going to say index. So the index is going to be looking for the array, so you don't have to select from here. Let's just select from here and see what is going to happen right now. Should we actually run into such mistakes, we can know how to correct it. So I'm going to say okay. So it's going to actually looking for the rows. I'm going to give it this particular number right here and have it closed and hit enter. So right now if we see what we have right here, we are having total sales. But what if we have one right here and hit enter? What are we going to have? We're going to have the month name, which is awkward. So we don't want the month name. To actually correct this, because what we want is actually what we have right here. We don't have anything month name right here, but how can we correct that? So we can actually select back this and actually click on this and actually get this away from here. So we don't want it to select this, we can select from here, right, and that is where it starts from. So if I hit enter right now, the first one gives me total sales, the second one gives me something different. So can you see that? The third one is giving me cost of goods. So this is exactly what we really want. So right now we want to dynamically bring those particular values we have beneath this right here. So I'm going to click on this right now. I'm going to hit equal to. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to be index. So right now what we're about to use is not just index match, but index match, because we have two matches right here I'm going to use today. So right now I have my index right here. The next thing I'm going to be using right now is going to be, now it's asking for the array. The array is where is the answer you're actually looking for. The value you're looking for is sitting. So we are looking for the value right from here. So now see that we have it selected. So the value from here is going to search through and get us the value right from here. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually hit comma. So it's going to be asking me for the row number. So we don't need to actually provide it any row number. We're going to give it match. So the match right now is going to be looking for the lookup value. So what is going to be the lookup value? This is the lookup value right here. I'm going to hit comma. So right now I have to log this particular aspect down. So right now your F4 will do the magic, but my F4 is not working on my system. So you can actually click your F4 and it's going to be very speedy. So right now have to lock this down and lock this particular P down. So we're gonna know, okay, we don't have to lock this down because we have to copy it down as well. So right now we have it selected. So now here we go, we can now select right here to be the lookup array. So now the lookup array should be locked down as well. So we're gonna be doing the same thing right to the lookup array. So else if we don't lock it down, what's gonna happen? So what is gonna happen is that it's going to move. So right now the next thing we're gonna do is just to hit comma and ask actually right now what kind of match do you really want. So we need the exact match, which is 0, so we close it. So the next thing is asking for, if we hit our comma, is asking for the column. So what column do you want us to pull anything or any of the value from? Do you want this column, this column, this column, or either of these columns? So right now what we're gonna do is to use match to determine the column we want something to be pulled away from. So right now we're looking for the lookup value, which is going to be this cost of goods sold. So now the cost of goods sold needs to be locked down, else it's going to actually move away from there. So I'm going to hit comma. So where are you looking for it from? I'm going to highlight the whole stuff right here, and I'm going to have to lock it down as well. So right now if I hit my comma again, so I'm going to actually click on this and I choose exact match. So right now I can actually close and close again for the last time. I hit enter. So what do I have? If I look at this cost of goods sold and this right now is actually the same thing, so I'm going to copy this down. So now let us see what we have right here. The cost of goods sold, the last number of the cost of goods sold and this particular number of cost of goods sold looks exactly the same thing. So right now I'm going to copy this formatting from here. So what I'm going to do right now is double click and actually have it right here, and I'm going to drag it to this end right now. So this is exactly what we need to do to have it created. So if I change this one to 1 right now, it's going to default to total sales. Exactly, this is what we have. We have the header change and we have this change. This is how we build our dynamic chart. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to see what is the minimum sales. So I'm going to be using this function called if functions. So if this is equal to mean, so I'm going to highlight everything we have right here. So I'm going to have to close it right now and hit comma. If it's equal to mean, if that is true, just give me this. So if it is false, all you just gotta give is actually NA, which is not available. So close it. So right now if I hit enter, I have this, but let us see if I copy down what is going to happen. We're going to actually have to go and we have this damn errors right here. So we don't want to have this bunch of values right here. So something is wrong. So what is wrong right now is because we need to have locked this down. So we have to lock this particular range down, else it will move and actually give us some kind of weird value. So right now I have to lock this down. So right now watch me if I do this, hit enter and actually copy this down, and see we always gonna have one mean value. So right now what I'm gonna do right now, I'm going to have to copy this away from here. I'm gonna copy this, so I'm gonna copy this and actually have it right here. So this time around I'm gonna actually change this to what? I'm gonna change this to max, the max sales, which is the highest sales. So hit enter. So now what I'm gonna do is just to drag this down, and now I have my max sales. So right now my chart is ready. So now we have created a dynamic chart. Instead of we to just select this and have a static chart, right now we can interact with our chart, right? So first of all, don't actually highlight everything. So what you're gonna do is for you to actually highlight this first. But let us see how it's gonna look like if we highlight everything and feel like we want to actually create the chart all at once. So click on insert and hit on this particular kind of chart you really want to use, and here we go. Right now is okay. Sometimes it looks kind of weird, but right now what we have right here is really cool. So right now we can do it. So I'm gonna actually have to get this away from here. I don't need it, and I really don't need this as well. So now we have a clean chart, which is this. I'm gonna actually deactivate this. I don't really need to right now. So now we have a very clean chart that we're gonna be using. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm taking the grid line off, and now I'm actually double clicking right here to bring this format data series right here. So right now I'm going to overlap this. So now it's overlapped. So right now we can see where our minimum sales is, and as well the maximum sales where it is. So right now I can actually make sure I give it some kind of, make it closer a little bit. So now this is what we have. So we can now move this chart to our dashboard, but before we do that, we want to remove the field color. So go to this particular field and say no fill, have it closed, go to border, and you're going to remove the border. Now no border. So right now if I actually cut away from here and go to my dashboard, what I'm going to do is to have it pasted at the right place right here. So now here we go. So our first chart is ready. So pretty good, right? So I'm going to cut this away from here. Now I'm going to actually make sure I have it down to this aspect right now. So right now I'm going to double click on this and change the color to my favorite color, which is always green. In this aspect I'm going to choose this green color, and the green color I'm going to use is this particular green color right here, and I'm going to have this one to be on red. Okay, fine. I'm gonna take this on red, which signifies the minimum sales ever. So right now I'm gonna choose and actually go up to the top right here and hit my home. From home I'm going to hit on bold, and I'm gonna have to choose this particular for it. So exactly this is what I have, right? So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is to test it out if this is really working. So can you see that? Can you see it's really working? It's working fine. Let us see if we can add the tally bell to it. So the tally bell. So now it's weird. Can you look at that? It's really weird. So it's adding the tally bell for everything. So we don't want that. I'm gonna actually deactivate this. So right now we need to right click on where we want the tally bell to actually get to. So if I select here and actually select and actually go add the tally bell, and you're gonna see here we are right here. So we can actually select and actually see if the tally bell is gonna fit in. So we're gonna have it right on top of it. So this is exactly what we're gonna have. So right now I'm gonna actually get this one away from here and actually make sure I expand this to this level. Now this is what we have right here. So now we can see. So if we want to get the tally bell away, just click on it and actually have it disappear. But we are not really done with this. If every single time we click on revenue we don't see any comparison of the target right here, what is actually wrong with us? So right now we need to actually go and configure that right now. So what we're going to do right now is to click back right here, and this time around we're going to create an pivot table, which is going to be from here. I'm going to cut this and I'm going to go to here and have it pasted right now. So what I'm gonna do is just to get this away. I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, and I don't need you too. So what I'm looking for is actually the target. So how am I gonna get the target? So the target is actually right here waiting for us. So here is the target right here. So we've gotten the target right here. So I'm gonna give it a little nice space, which is gonna be insert and that space. I can still insert in that space. So right now we can actually get our targets right here. So now how do we get our target right here? I'm gonna say target. So So we want this to be dynamic. So how do we make it dynamic? So to make it dynamic, every single time we click on cells and it actually, got true, and if it is not saved, it's not really true. So what we're gonna do is for we to use this function called if and. So if and, so if and means the two condition has to be true. The two conditions have to be true. If the two conditions are not true, that means it's not going to actually be true, it's going to be false. So right now it's going to be if this particular total sales right here is equal to this, is equal to this, then comma. And if this, the second one is going to be, the second logic is going to be if this is equal to true. So look at that, two conditions, which means if this is equal to total sales, this very one right here is equal to what we have right at this particular aspect right here, which means if this shifts to this particular aspect and is not more total sales again, and this is equal to true, it's going to deactivate. But if this is true and this is equal to, which means this one is total sales and here is total sales and here is true, exactly, we are going to have our what? We're going to have our target being placed on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to close it because I've actually got to end that. So I'm going to say comma. If that is true, give us this. So if it is false, what you're going to do is just for you to actually give us NA, which is not available. Close it. Close it again. So right now we're going to actually have to make sure our true right here is being logged down. So we have to log this down. So if I hit enter, so what am I going to have? I have it because it is true. So I'm going to copy it down and I have it like this. So what if I actually change this to 2? So what we have is just what? It's just NA. This is what it is. So if it is 1, which means this is actually total sales, and what we have right here 2 right here is total sales. But right now if we go ahead and change this one to something false, go back to the dashboard and actually uncheck this. So right now it's giving us false. If we go right here, we're gonna see nothing until we have this checked. So this is exactly how you actually create dynamic charts right here in Excel. So right now we have it just like this. So the next we're gonna have right now is to see how we can include this in our chart dynamically. So I'm gonna right click on this and select what? I'm going to select data. So this time around I have to include this. I'm going to add in that series. I'm going to add this and the name is going to be this target. So the value I'm going to have to include inside it is going to be this particular value we have right here. If this is true, I'm going to hit enter, and right here I'm going to hit enter. But it looks some kind of weird, right? Do not worry, we're gonna have to create things right now. So go right here and select this particular aspect right here. So that is why we always give it name. So what I'm gonna do right now, this is my target right here. The target is gonna go on the line chart. So I'm gonna choose this particular line chart right here. So right now I have the target shown up. So if I actually put it on secondary axis, that is nice, right? So I'm gonna have to click OK. Now this is what I have. So I'm gonna remove this because I don't need it. So right now here we go. So we can actually change the color of this to something we feel like we'll call it. I'm gonna select here and I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna have it some kind of this particular color. Okay, fine. So we need to actually click everything to get it and everything. So go back and check the color. So here we go. So we can give it this particular shadow to make it stand out like what we really feel like we want. So here we go. So it's standing out right now. So if we can change this color, it's gonna be very cool. So now I select right here and I have it on this particular kind of color. So right now if you look at all my charts, I always love to add shadow. It makes my chart some kind of very stand out. So now here we go. We have a good chart right now. So right now let us test it out and see if it is working away right from here. So right now I'm selecting profit, which means this is not true any longer. If I select cost of goods sold, it's not really true. This is not true. And if I select revenue, it's going to be true. But what if I uncheck this? It's going to be some kind of false, so it's going to go away. This is how to create dynamic chart in Excel. So the last chart we're going to be creating is this particular sales reps sales progress. So that is what we're going to create next. Alright, fine. So now I'm going to actually copy this away from here and actually change it to what I really want, so I don't have to get back to my data source every single time I want to create pivot table. So you can actually, copy my style of actually analyzing data. So right now what I want to do right now is to change this. This is total sales, right? I love total sales. No, this is sales target, right? So I'm gonna actually get this away from here because I'm not gonna be needing this. So instead I'm gonna be needing my total sales, and right now I don't need this particular month, so I'm gonna get it away from here. I'll be needing my sales, my sales rep is what I'm gonna be needing. So this is exactly what I really want right here. So now I don't want this sum of the things. I'm gonna get it away from here, replace all. So we go like that. So close it right now. So now if we look at it, we have what? Sales rep, sales progress. So now I'm gonna click right here. Now I'm gonna get it down. So what I'm gonna do right now is to actually make sure I copy this away from here. So copy it, just watch me do this magic. So if I come right here and paste it down right here, I'm going to right click and I'm going to select this particular paste link. Can you see that? Paste link. So what paste link does is this: it's going to be linked to this particular pivot table right here. So every single time there is a changes right on this pivot table, is going to affect this as well because it has been linked to this particular aspect. So I'm going to actually create this. So now the reason why I did that, because I don't want to create pivot chart from here. I want to actually create a kind of chart. I really want to be some kind of dynamic to show us the highest value and the lowest value, just like we've done previously. So we've achieved the same thing we achieved previously right here. So just to create the max, the mean sales and the max sales, there is no point in showing you how to do that because I've already shown you how to do the same thing right on this particular aspect. So I did that behind the scene. So right now this is exactly what we've gotten. The same result we've gotten and the same function we've used to actually create it is what we've used. So right now I'm going to select everything right here and create a kind of chart I really want to have to use to visualize this. So I'm going to select right here and I'm going to select this kind of chart right here, right? So this is exactly what it is. So what I'm going to do right now is to make sure I double click on this and I'm going to have this to overlap. So right now it has been overlapped. So now I'm going to actually click and actually get this away from here, which I don't really need. I don't need you to, and I'm going to get this away from here. I don't need you as well. Okay, fine, nice one. So we have something like this. I'm going to click on everything and make sure I remove the grid line away from here. I'm going to click on this and say no fill, and as well if you talk about the line, I'm going to say no line. So now I'm going to reduce the size. So I'm going to have to click on this and make sure the gap is a little bit closed. So I have something like this, and this is nice. I'm going to change the color to a color that has to do with the kind of color I used previously. So right now I'm going to get this away from here, cut it away from here to your dashboard, and let's see how this looks right here. I'm going to get this right here and I'm going to have to paste this right here, and let's see what it is. So here we go. So if I actually get this right here straight up, I'm going to take it higher than what we have right here. I'm going to have to go and now get it right here. So if I click on this, I'm going to change the color to something like this. So I'm going to have it on bold so that it can pop out a little bit. So this is exactly what we have right here. So I can select and actually drag it down. So now if you look at what we have right here, it's look exactly like what we have in our previous dashboard. So we're almost there, but not really there, right? So what if we want to actually have the table right here? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drag it a little bit, I'm gonna drag it that way. So I'm gonna select and actually select my data label inside it. So right now it's giving me something weird, just like what we have previously. It's not really cool by having it like that. So click on this and actually right click and make sure you select this particular data label, and you're gonna have something like this. So right now we want to move this into the inside base, right? Bring it up and say inside. Okay, here is it, inside base, and here we go, right? So now what we're gonna do right now is for we to actually make sure we bump the color up a little bit, and it's gonna be bold. I love it like that. So right now I'm gonna select, double click on this and have this on red, because it is actually our main cells. So I'm gonna have this on the kind of green we used to have. So we can have this on this kind of green. So right now I'm gonna click on this particular one alone and have it on white color, so that it can actually pop out on that particular red we have right here. So right now here we go. So we have this right now. So this is a very nice look you can see right now. So now we're almost there, but not really there. So in the next tutorial we're going to take a look at how to create all this and actually give it a very nice formatting, and for it to actually look like what we have right here. So if you are still with me to this end, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Just have more from my YouTube channel, and if you've not been a subscriber, all you just gotta do is to hit the subscribe button to actually start learning from my channel ASAP. So I'm going to be giving you a lot of tutorials on this particular YouTube about dashboard and any other thing about function stuff like that. So we're gonna be doing the formatting in our next video, and it's gonna look like exactly what we've just seen right here. So we're gonna be doing a lot on this channel. So hit the subscribe button and let's learn together.